All right, boys, this is King K here. We're going to talk about the King K method today and entries that we can take a look at on Chainlink. We're going to start looking at the monthly chart. We're going to take a look at the weekly and the daily. We're going to find out the best entry points as price is continuing to accelerate to the highs. We'll look at liquidity points where we can potentially take profits, and we're going to get a sense of the overall direction of the market. Chainlink, USD. Let's go. So let's start off at the last consolidation cycle that we had down here. In the Discord, we had a few members who had asked, actually, this one member in particular, L1, he had asked me to do a chart analysis on Chainlink. All right, so we had a really nice bull run in 2023 September all the way up to about 2024 Feb, and then things started to turn around. Yeah, he asked where the best entry would have been, and I provided him with almost close to pinpoint accuracy where price was gonna go. Okay, and let's take a look and see how I really found this entry. Okay, and I'll show you guys the method that I use when it comes to finding price on pullbacks. Um, so as we had a nice run up here on the monthly chart, we had a pullback down or a retracement into an area where we can pick up shares or units or coins or whatever you guys call it at a discounted price down here. Okay, so you're at the buy at a discount. So this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, what I use here is very simple. I look at the 1 or 100, the 0. You mark from the swing low to the swing high if we're looking for retracements. And we want to buy under the 50% range. Anything in between like the 618 to about the 786 is always a good idea to be buying around this zone. Now, you might be wondering, hey, how did I kind of pick out a certain price point? I told the boys here to buy at $8.80. That would be the King K entry, and that's where I would be entering when it comes to picking up Chainlink. So pretty much all I did was I drew my fib like this, okay, from the leg up to the highs to the lows of the leg up. I keep it very simple, okay? You can do the swing low. I just do the leg as it's moving up, right? There's no right or wrong in technical analysis, boys. Um, but there's key zones that we want to look at, okay? So that's where we're looking at here. And then we want to find out displacement. What that is displacement is the candles moving and the space between the two candles is a displacement. This pattern is also called the three white soldier pattern. It's a bullish pattern formation. Some may know it as a fair value gap as well. There's many names for it. Okay, so here's the monthly chart. It's leaving a displacement or fair value gap where could be an area to be buying and going along. We also have an order block here, right? That also shows bullish sentiment. But I was even looking at that, boys. Let's go down to the weekly. Okay, so on the weekly, we had a very nice structure where price had broken out from. This is called liquidity. Okay, so we have swing highs. So a swing high is pretty much where I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Okay. All right. So a swing high. Okay. This is where the candle to the left of it is lower, and also the candle to the right of it is lower. So this is a swing high. So we have 1, okay, we have 2, and then we have 3, okay? What does that mean? That means there are stop. Usually people place their stops around. That was a terrible S. Let's try this again. There we go. Whoa, there's a dollar sign right here, boys. So this is pretty much where their stop losses are, okay? So the average retail investor, when they're trading, right, or if they're, let's say, going short, they're usually placing their stop loss above these swing highs. It just makes sense. That's what we're all taught when it comes to like intraday trading or shorting the markets or even going long. So this means there's a lot of liquidity in these areas. Okay, so the market naturally wants to build liquidity and then eventually take that liquidity out. Okay, so let's take a look and see what happened here. All right. So as the market broke above, okay, these swing highs are now areas that the market can potentially come and retest for our buying entries. So now we have displacement here, okay, on a weekly chart. I'm just going to draw this across. And I told the boys that I'm looking at a 50% entry on this fair value gap, okay, or this displacement area. 50% was right around 8.7. I think I'm like, hey, boys, get an 8.8. That way, in case like we don't get filled, we want to make sure we get the fill in there. Okay, so I usually look at the 50% retracement of this zone. So that's where I had recommended the boys to get in. And this is part of my method when it comes to entries. I like to like kind of bottom tick entries to have like the lowest risk on the table possible to have the most R's as possible. So my risk on this, I'll be risking these lows down here. That will be my risk. If entering on the 50%, I'll literally be just risking these lows. If the price breaks below that, I'll sit out and wait for the next setup. Okay. So this was like a breakout retest type of pattern that we're looking at here. Okay. Now, ICE price grabbed the pretty much they grabbed the entries down here. We had a quick rejection from this zone. So I talk a lot about this in the Discord in the mornings during our live session. When price quickly moves away from this fair value gap, okay? So this fair value gap, that's what the ICT boys call it, okay? Or displacement area. And it closes, it trades through it, but then it closes away from it. That means that this zone is very, very strong when it comes to the buying pressure, okay? The market comes back, nicks it again, and closes in a doji candle. All right, and that's the last of it. We don't see anything else. We have price now breaking a previous swing high on the way up, and it's also leaving a fair value gap behind. All right, so this is a zone that I'll be looking at for buying opportunity. So I might be looking to pick up some Chainlink here. So I'll consider this my buying zone. Okay, simple and easy. Looking for places where I can potentially get into this at a discounted price. So let's do it again. Let's get the fib up from the bottom, from the swing low, or the bottom of the move to the height of the move. Okay. Boom. Like so. This fair value gap is below the 0.5, meaning that we're buying at a discount. Okay. And we're looking to go long on this as well. So if you really look and see what happened here, okay, and this is going to be a little bit technical for anyone that might be a little bit new when it comes to technical analysis, but the market tends to make runs after sweeping liquidity. Each candle represents 1 week, okay? There's usually liquidity resting under daily lows like this. So this is a daily low here, okay? Right? This is a daily swing low here. Right? That's a daily swing low. This is another low here. Okay? So all of that is liquidity. Man, it's so hard to draw dollar signs. I did my best. Forgive me. So what we have now, the market's sweeping these weird dollar signs down here, and this is the liquid. This is so brutal, boys. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to redo this. Let's try it again. Here we go. Like so. Okay, that's not even a dollar sign. Whatever. It looks like the Superman S. If you look at, I don't know. Whatever. All right. So this is all liquidity, and liquidity is resting at these daily lows. Okay. The swing when price actually sweeps a daily swing low, that's even more significant. And I talk about that as well. So if we're really looking where that daily swing low is, it'll be right here. That's a daily swing low. And we can see that the market swept below these lows, and then reversed. It printed an order block, which is this, okay, and left behind a fair value gap. So if I was to enter at all, okay, it would be around, if I missed this trade, boys, and I'm now seeing Chainlink and potential of where it could go to the all-time highs or higher than that, I'll be looking at $12.50 to pick up some Chainlink. That's what we're looking at there, okay? It just makes sense. Now, especially if a bull market, I'm not looking for shorting opportunities. I'm looking for longing opportunities. So what we're really seeing right now, okay, we are looking a little bit bearish on the weekly chart. I'm not gonna lie, and the reason why we're looking bearish is because we have these wicks here. So we're stair stepping up, and usually when we stair step up, we could see an elevator down. So meaning we're due for like a pullback here. So a lot of my coins that I'm actually looking at, I'm waiting for a pullback into this Fibonacci retracement zone. So if we look at the daily chart here, okay, this is where we had the election and where a lot of these coins started to move up. Okay, so what I'm really looking for is for a pullback into a discount, so I know where I know I'm going to be buying at a good price. Okay, so I'm going to be looking like this. I'm be waiting for price to come into these buying zones on the daily. Okay, so anything below the 50%, boys, as we're sweeping these lows on the daily, on the swing low on the daily, that's the whole idea behind it. The reason why that swing low is there, it's on a weekly fair value gap. Okay, it's also tied in to a daily fair value gap. Okay, so the 618, anything around this area will be a good buy around the $12 mark, in my opinion. By the way, this is not financial advice. I got to make sure I throw that disclosure up for you guys there, okay? But this is the buying zone for this next leg push up. Now, how high can this potentially go? We want to zoom back out to the weekly. Now, price wants to move up into liquidity, okay? So the next liquidity zone will be a swing high on the weekly. So we actually just swept the swing high here, right? So we just swept the swing high here. And that's why you see price, right? That's why you see price having a hard time breaking out of this swing high. It means that it has to come back down, grab some more liquidity before it makes the move up. So it's going to come down, most likely come down, grab this low or the swing low on the daily, right? Because that's what that is, and then continue up. That just makes the most sense because market does want to take out the retail guys, right? It does want to grab liquidity before it makes the next move up. So where is the next price target? Here, 1920s. Okay, 1920s is a swing high on the weekly. Okay, so this is the next target. This is where we can see price going. That's going from, let's say we get in a 12s, boys. Okay, let's see here. So we get in around the 0.5 of the fair value gap. We're going to be looking at a potential 50% rate of return on our dollar. Okay. After that, our next swing high. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see the next swing high? It's actually right here. This one's kind of hidden, so you got to pay attention to it. Okay. It's the kind of like, it's like a nail that sticks out. You want to hammer it down. So look right here, swing high. Then we have the all-time highs, which is the next swing high. And after we get above that, price can go into discovery mode. And if it's a legit bull run, we can keep going. Okay. A lot of money can come into this coin. We can keep going. Let me just take a look here real quick. What are we at? Chainlink, right? So market cap is 9 billion. That is wild, right? That is wild. It's $720 million in volume today alone, right? That is crazy. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to get a piece of the pie for ourselves and to make some money as the market starts to accelerate to the upside. And why do I think this is accelerating to the upside? Is because we have a market structure shift on the weekly. Okay, so if you're just looking at this price action here, the market is making lower lows as it's going down. So, and it's taking out lows. So here's a low, right? Here's a lower low. Here's a lower low. And here's a lower low. I know my chart's getting kind of messy now. Okay. Now what's happening? The market has a high here. Okay. A higher high. And now it's having another higher high. That means the market is starting to become more bullish. And we're actually getting in at the beginning of this trend change. And the cool thing is about the weekly chart is that we have time for price to come back and pick us up. That's what I really like about it. So this is very straightforward. That's my technical analysis on it. Let me just remove everything here really quickly and just let you guys know what my game plan is, okay, for Chainlink. I will be looking to buy between this level here, okay, on the weekly. All right, so this is a previous swing high. As market goes above the previous swing high, I'll be looking to buy shares or pick some Chainlink up as the market comes down and retests. Most likely what's going to happen after retest, we're going to see a nice shoot up like this into the next area or liquidity area up here. Okay, that's what's very likely to happen. I'll be taking some partials along the way. I always pay myself. Okay, if there's other opportunities to get in, so be it. But I'm going to be putting my majority of my bag in here, and I'll be using this as my stop loss down here. Okay, so I'll be risking these lows. If the lows get taken out, then I'll be waiting on the side for a little bit until we have another setup. Okay, and then the next take profit zone. So that'll be the first, second here, third at all-time highs, and then I'll leave a partial. You always want to leave a partial. So let's say you take, let's say 50% here, and then you take another 25% here. Okay, then 25% of that here, and whatever you have left, just let it run. Okay, so just do the math on it. Whatever you guys feel comfortable with, always pay yourself first. I like to, with crypto, the crazy thing about crypto is like, there's so much room for it to provide exponential growth, right? Especially with money printing and the value of the dollar depreciating, and $1 billion don't really seem a lot anymore, especially to like the government. There's a lot of room for these coins to kind of rally up. Okay, and the interesting thing is there's a lot of people, common and like average individuals now, who are putting money into crypto because it's like the talk around town now. Like, yeah, that's what's really cool about Donald Trump coming in, the new presidency. Crypto is very favorable for crypto, so there's a lot of room or a lot of potential for a bull run here, especially with Bitcoin making all-time highs and what it's currently doing. I really like what's happening in this space. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it nice and short and simple. I think I went 18 minutes long. That's okay. But there you go. There you guys have it. If you want to learn more about what I do, feel free to take a look at our Discord channel. I trade live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, for our members, as well as the Discord is free. So if you want to come in, talk about some certain coins, look at the analysis that we're doing here. We do it on ongoing and daily basis, and you can let us know what coins you want us to look at. We can give you guys the price targets and the entry points. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's King K, and everyone have a great day.